Do you have confidence in the decisions that you're making in your business? Sometimes, especially in this entrepreneur game, we can get caught up in the doubt and the insecurity and the I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Do I even know enough to be able to be teaching this? What the hell am I doing? Right? I know I've experienced this 1,000 times. I'm certain, as any entrepreneur questions and doubts their decisions at some point. And yet there comes a time when you need to stand firm in the decisions you're making, in the creations that you're moving out into the world, and know without a shadow of a doubt that what you're doing in the world is of value. It can be really easy to get caught up in other people's opinions, and sometimes the feedback that you get from other people saying, well, I don't like that. I don't think that that's supportive. I don't know what you're doing. And so we think that the world is confused about our creations, but it's simply not true. What's happening is, as entrepreneurs, we are marketing ourselves to a certain audience, and some people resonate and others don't. We're not put here to talk to everybody. We're not put here to help everybody. We are speaking to a specific set of people. So if you are getting feedback that they don't understand or they're not resonating with it, perhaps they're not your people. Perhaps they're not the people that you are meant to be of service to. Marketing 101. You can't speak to everyone or no one will hear you, right? And so what we really need to do is be confident in our own decisions and what we're moving out into the world. So if you're creating an online program or you're creating some sort of coaching package, you need to know the value of it first before you ever move it out into the world, because then you know the value of it, you don't question it, you don't doubt yourself, and you move it out into the world and you get feedback, both good and what would be perceived as not good, and you don't care because you're willing to love it enough. You're willing to love it so much that no one could ever tell you to stop, and you just keep creating and you just keep going. This is how we manifest a business that is successful and profitable. You must love what you do so much that no one could ever tell you to stop. You must have confidence in it so much that no one could ever tell you otherwise. You must have clarity and confidence in the value of what you're offering. And when you do that, you can manifest your dream business, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you want $500 a month. Maybe you want $10,000 a month. But whatever you want, you need to have confidence in it first before you go looking for feedback out there. Because if you don't have the confidence and you go looking for feedback, guess what's coming back to you? Doubt, insecurity, anxiety. Oh my God, do I even know enough? What the heck am I doing? And then you lose more and more confidence as you go, and then you don't want to put anything out there. As entrepreneurs, we must have confidence. We must stand firm, knowing the value that we are creating, knowing the value that comes from within us, that we are moving out into the world in service to our specific people. Not everybody, just your people. So I question, and if you're not confident, that's okay. That's where you know where to lean in. But do you have confidence? Do you believe in what you're creating and what you're offering? And if you do, excellent, go put it out there. Go create more. Move it out into the world with that confidence. And if you don't, figure out how to get confident. Reach out, ask for support. You are not in this alone, and you can get help in gaining more confidence. But if you are confident, get out there and rock it. Do you love what you're doing in your business with such fierce passion that no one could ever tell you to stop? I used to run a business based off of making money. I wanted to just make money so that I could support myself, so that I didn't have to go get a job, the 9 to 5. And my why, my deep burning why, was to make money. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't work. I've tried that, and the chase for the almighty dollar does not work because the why is not deep enough. There's got to be a fire that burns within you with such ferocity that it can't be put out. That anybody that were to tell you, oh, maybe you shouldn't be doing that, maybe that's just kind of a little weird, you're a little too woo-woo for the world, whatever it might be, if someone were to come and say that to you, it would just bounce off like oil and water. This is the level of ferocity that we need in our deep understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. So as an entrepreneur, as someone who is a coach or someone who is building an online business, I ask you, do you know why you're doing what you're doing? Are you grounded in the foundation of that fire that burns within you? Do you understand the value of what you're offering so much so that if anybody came to you and said you shouldn't be doing that, you'd kind of just laugh in their face? With love, of course. But thinking about that, really getting clear on your why. Now, there's an exercise that I do with my clients in getting into that why, because on the surface, it can seem like the why is so that I can support myself, so that I can support my family, my children, so that I don't have to get the 9 to 5. Those are very surface level whys, and they're not deep enough to help drive you forward when shit hits the fan, when things get hard, when conflict arrives, when you get caught up in the control and the things to do and the 52 million things on the to-do list. That why isn't enough. We need to get under the surface of the why. And it's a little bit like peeling the layers off the onion of getting into, okay, well, you want to support your children. Let's use that why as an example. Why? Why is that important? Well, because you want your children to grow up to be happy, healthy humans, right? You want your children to be supported. You want your children to have a life of ease and simplicity. Okay, well, why does that matter? So sometimes I drive my clients crazy because I continuously go under the why and under the why and under the why. But that's where we need to get to really feel the fire that burns for what you're doing in the world. Now, I find it really interesting for me that my original driver was money. That didn't work out so well. And I went complete opposite spectrum into a different why. And I've come back around a little bit for full circle. Not that my why is to make a lot of money. Of course, that's included. I want to make money. I'm in business. I'm a business owner. Business owners want to make money. There's so much more to it. And what I really want is for you as an online coach to make money so that you can fulfill your dreams, have an extraordinary life, take care of your kids, and do all the things that matter most to you. I want online coaches to make money so that they can live the life that they've chosen to live. That why my whole body lights up. I'm covered in goosebumps by speaking it out loud. I am so lit up by it. There is a ferocity to it. That why walks me through every challenge that arises. It walks me through frustrations. It walks me through passivity. It walks me through procrastination. It walks me through the unknown. It walks me through every moment in my business that seems hard. The moment I feel that why, it's no longer hard. It's easy. That's the fuel that you need for your business. So do you know your why? Have you checked in with your why? Has your why changed? Have you gotten underneath the surface of your why and felt the feeling state of what you're doing? Get there and you will be unstoppable. Are you acting as your own leader in your business and in your life? Are you taking care of your decisions, or are you constantly looking to other people to tell you what to do, tell you when to take action, tell you how to take action, and all of those pieces? I used to defer to other people all the time in my business decisions. I was the ultimate business people pleaser. I was a yes girl. You tell me to do something, I would go do it. I was really good at it, and it made me miserable until I learned self-leadership. Leadership is spoken about in the coaching industry all over the place, talking about leading others and talking about leadership skills and the development of it. And if everything is a mirror in our experience, then I question a lot of the coaches who are preaching leadership who are not leading themselves. The coaching industry can be a lonely place. Being an entrepreneur can be a lonely place. It can feel like you're all alone on this island and you don't know what to do. And so what do? We go to other coaches and we start asking, well, how did you do that? How did you do that? Well, their graphics are better than mine and they're making more money than me. And what I see on social media is obviously true. And then we get caught up in the overwhelm of trying to figure out all of the things. When we are true to our dream, when we know our why, when we're clear and confident in our own value, and we are grounded in that ferocity of that passion and that why, we don't need to get the answers from other people. What we can do is bounce ideas off, brainstorm, be curious and play and be in community and share ideas, but always coming back to your own truth and following your own nudges, knowing what's right for you. It is possible for you to have your dream, 100%, but only if you're leading yourself towards your own dream. If you're leading yourself to other people's dreams, guess what? Other people's dreams are going to come true and yours aren't. Trust me, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I've helped a lot of other coaches in the world have their dreams come true while forgetting my own. You need to focus on your dream and lead yourself there while recognizing that you belong in community, and then you get to share and communicate and brainstorm and collaborate and come up with brilliant ideas together. Always staying true to you and your dream. This is a choice. It is a choice to stay true to you. It is a decision that only you can make every moment of the day. Are you checking your notifications on Facebook to see who liked your things? Or are you leading yourself by doing something of productivity and action in your business that's going to lead you to your dream? Are you checking your emails a little too often, wondering if maybe there's somebody that needs something that you could do to distract yourself and procrastinate instead of focusing and leading yourself to your own dream? Are you getting overwhelmed with technology that you have no need to be using because somebody else was doing it and told you that it was great, but you're still frustrated by it, but you're doing it anyway because somebody said you should use this, instead of building your own dream? I can tell you, as an entrepreneur in the online space, you need very little for technology in place. Yes, there are some things you need. I can list probably 3 or 4 things that you need, and that's it. You don't need a website. You don't need all this fancy technology. I've worked with clients who have paid over $10,000 in technology and software that they never even logged into. Please do not be that coach. Keep it simple, keep it light, and keep it true to you. Do what's right for your decisions in your business. Yes, get advice. Trust your intuition if that advice is right for you or not. Don't just madly go defer to anybody and everybody who's telling you to do it this way, that way, or this other way. Nobody knows how to do it the right way because there is no such thing. There is only your way. So are you leading yourself? Are you staying true to what's right for you and your business? Are you allowing yourself to stand out from the crowd, or are you trying to fit yourself into a box? I used to want to be this round peg in a square box thing. I used to think that I needed to behave a certain way. I needed to have perfect headshots and look professional and act a certain way in my business. And, I've never been that kind of person. It felt really weird for me to try to fit in. But I think one of the biggest human drivers is this desire for belonging, this desire to belong in community, for people to like us, for people to appreciate us. And so what we do is we put these masks on and we pretend to fit into other people's ideas of what's right and what's wrong. We put these masks on and we pretend to be someone that we're not. Now, as a business owner in your marketing, and in order to get more visible, that's not going to work very well. Because if you look the same as everybody else, you don't stand out from the crowd. Here's the invitation. Your business deserves all of you, not just the pretty headshot. Your business deserves your quirky weirdness. Your business deserves and wants your unique way of showing up in the world. Your business desires your expression, the truth of you. If you're not doing that, you are never going to differentiate yourself, and you are never going to have the success that you're looking for. You might have pockets of it, but you will never stand out from the crowd. When people are purchasing coaching offers, they are not buying your features, your deliverables. They're not buying 6 coaching sessions. They're not buying a pretty graphic or a good headshot. They're buying a little bit of the results, but mostly what they're buying is this desire to feel something different, this desire for change. And if you show up looking exactly the same as everybody else, they're not going to see how you can help them change. You got to show up and own who you are, knowing that you belong. You belong with all your quirky weirdness and all of the things. You belong as you, as the truth of you. And it's time for us as coaches to start expressing from there. To express your playfulness, the things that you love, the things that light you up, to express your language in the way it wants to come out. If you want to be a foul-mouthed coach, be a foul-mouthed coach. If you don't censor yourself, if you want to say certain things and you've got a message to share with the world and wisdom that you have learned, do not hide that behind the box. Let it out. Shout it from the rooftops. Let the world hear the truth of you. This doesn't mean that you're going to go and hurt people's feelings. You can still love the world and share your wisdom, both. You can share your unique flavor to the world without hurting anyone. You can love the world by not fitting in. And by expressing your truth to the world begins to see you, the truth of you, and the world, your clients, start to see you. They are pulled into your energy when you share your energy. Now, you might be afraid. You might be feeling like, well, I don't even know what that is. That's okay. Explore it. Explore it with the knowledge that you do not need to fit yourself into any box. You get to be whatever shape you want to be. You get to share your message in any way you want to share it. And you get to be visible in any way you want to be visible. The whole point of this is, however, to be visible as you. Not as some cookie cutter version that somebody else told you you should be doing as a coach. Get yourself out there and share the fullness of yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your inner knowing, your intuition? Do you trust the nudges that take you to the edge? And do you have the courage to leap? Taking leaps of faith as an entrepreneur is really the name of the game. Learning to trust yourself in your decisions in your business is really the name of the game. If you don't trust yourself, it's going to be really difficult to have the courage to leap off the edge over and over and over again. We come up to the edge often. where there's a big step. You got to raise your prices. You're going to put out an offer. You're going to go and sell something, right? You're a business owner. It's time to sell. You got to sell if you own a business to make money. Or, maybe you're going to do something that you've never done before in your business. Maybe you're going to do a Facebook Live and you've never done it before and it's freaking terrifying. Are you willing to trust yourself enough to do it anyway? Fear is something that we all experience. It doesn't go away. It is a human condition. We experience fear. Our human brains are designed to keep us safe from the saber-tooth things. And sometimes doing a Facebook Live is a saber-tooth thing. And so the brain programs the fear hormones to go into the body at 286 miles per hour, and pressing that button to go live is the most terrifying thing ever. And if that's your edge, you need to learn to trust yourself to press the button and go live, or to book the call and make the sale, to put out the offer, to share yourself on social media. Trusting yourself is a muscle. It is not just one day you wake up and you're like, boom, I trust myself. Easy. Check off the to-do list. That's not how it works. It is just like going to the gym. It is a practice. And the practice comes from taking action. The first time you press go live, it's going to be the most terrifying thing, and the video is going to be awful. Trust me, been there, done that. The video will be terrible, and you will and you will question yourself, and you will be sweating, and you will be freaking out, and you probably won't get anybody who watches it, and then you will question and doubt yourself left, right, and center. And then you do it again, and 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 pretty soon you're comfortable on video. Pressing that go live button seems easier and easier every time because you're taking action. You do not learn to trust yourself by being passive and procrastinating. That is not where trust comes from. You learn to trust yourself when you take the leap. Because when you take the leap and you realize that you did not crash and fail and fall on your face and hurt yourself, that you're willing to get back up and do it again and again and again. My very first Facebook Live, I left it up on my profile so that every year when it came around on Facebook Memories, it would pop up and I would look at it and be like, oh my God, how far I have come. That first Facebook Live was awful, like the worst. And now going live, pressing the record button, being on video, it's like second skin to me. It's no big deal. But I wasn't born this way. I wasn't born a good speaker. I got comfortable with it. I did a Facebook Live every single weekday for 4 years straight. That's why I'm comfortable on Facebook Live and on video. Not because I just was born to be able to press go live. Facebook didn't even exist when I was born, dating myself. But no matter what it is, whatever your edge is, wherever you're at in this place in your business where you know that this is the next action step to take and you're afraid to take it, take it. Just take a deep breath and leap. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but come back to that ferocity of why you are choosing to be an online coach. Come back to that feeling of why it's so important to you. And that right there, that fuel will help you leap off the edge. It will give you the courage to press go live or to book the sales call or to do whatever it is that you need to do that you're afraid of. You will always be afraid. We learn to live with the fear. We learn to navigate the fear, and we learn to use the fear as fuel. Because think of it from this perspective. If you're afraid to press go live, what about the fear if you don't press go live? What about the fear if you don't take action towards your dreams? What happens to that fierce passion and flame for why you want what you want? What happens if that fire goes out? because you were too afraid to take action. I would be more afraid of that than pressing go live. So feel that fear, acknowledge the fear, take action anyway, get it done, get yourself off the edge, and leap, because that's how you learn to trust yourself. What are the stories that you tell yourself about your level of success in business? Do you tell yourself on a regular basis that you're doing a great job, that you've got it figured out, that you know what you're doing, that you know enough, and that you're willing to take action? Are you telling yourself on a regular basis that your truth and your authenticity and your expression of who you are is all that's needed in order to be successful? Or are you telling yourself, I don't know enough, I need to know more, I need a new certification, I need a new modality. Obviously, those 12 modalities that I haven't done the trick yet, so I don't yet know enough in order to be able to be successful. I need to learn new technology, I need to learn this, I'm afraid, and so therefore I can't do anything, I'm not successful, I haven't seen any money come in, I don't have any clients, so I'm not successful. I could go on because I've told myself these stories many, many times. What is the story you're telling yourself? Are you lying to yourself about what's really going on? That little tricky mind of ours can get in. I was about to catch myself in a phrase that made no sense. That little tricky mind of yourselves can get in your head and mess you all up. It will tell you stories that aren't true. There is an opportunity available to you in any given moment for unfiltered truth, for the truth of you to come into an awareness of the gratitude that you can have for everything you've learned, everything you've done, the skills you've learned along the way, the skills you will continue to learn, all of the modalities that you have, the clients you have worked with, and if you haven't worked with any, the clients you will work with. This is an opportunity to come into absolute gratitude and start telling yourself a new story. Telling yourself that you are always supported by money coming in from known and unknown places. Telling yourself that you work with incredible clients who are always willing to invest in their own growth. Telling yourself that you know enough, that you've got enough wisdom, that you've learned enough things in your life that you can move forward and help others with that knowledge and wisdom. Tell yourself a story that supports you, that cheers you on. Now, don't lie to yourself about what's going on. We need to be radically honest with ourselves and realize, okay, well, I have been procrastinating. I have not been taking action. I have been sitting in fear. I have not leaped off my edge, and I'm trying to fit myself into a box. Okay, I accept that. I am honest with myself about that. I see it. I am aware of it. And what am I going to do about it? What am I grateful for in this moment? Well, I'm grateful for the awareness that I have been procrastinating and been passive in my business and not taking action. I am grateful that now I see it, because now that I see it, I can choose to do something about it. And maybe you don't see it. And so you can become grateful for what you do see. But the story you tell yourself is in direct correlation to your results. If you're telling a story of how you are not enough, then you will always be not enough. If you are telling yourself a story of how incredible you are and how amazed you are at how much wisdom you have gained and how much wisdom there is yet to gain, then you will always learn more, but also be willing to take action. You get to be curious and learn and just constantly, you just look at the amount of books on my bookshelf. I am always learning. I am always curious. But you get to teach from where you're at right now. You get to coach from where you're at right now. And as you develop more and more skills, you will share those as you move forward. So what is the story you're telling yourself? Are you enough? Do you know enough? Are you doing enough? Just check in with yourself and be radically honest about what you discover.